Welcome back to Money Makes. My name is Callie, and today we are going to be making a chocolate chip cookie skillet. So, if you've never had a chocolate chip cookie skillet, it's essentially a chocolate chip cookie that's baked in a cast iron skillet, and it's slightly more molten and chewy than what you'd get from a traditional chocolate chip cookie, and it is absolutely amazing. It's typically served with some ice cream over the top, and you might be familiar more so with having this kind of dessert in a restaurant, but it's so easy to make at home. It's so delicious, and I can't wait to share this recipe with you. So, let's get right into it. But before we begin, as always, please remember to subscribe, like, share, chat in the comment section, and follow me on social media for more recipes and additional content. Okay, so first off, let's go over the ingredients. We have some brown sugar, granulated sugar. I have some dark chocolate chips. You can either use actual dark chocolate chips, or you could do what I'm doing, which I highly suggest you do, which is buy a bar of dark chocolate and chop it up roughly, and what you get are going to be some larger pieces of chocolate like so. They're much larger than what you get from chocolate chips, which makes this chocolate chip cookie skillet just even more chocolatey and decadent. And you also get some smaller pieces that kind of just like blended really beautifully throughout the batter. But whatever you have, go ahead and use that. I have some vanilla, I have 1 large egg, an egg yolk, melted butter, flour, baking powder, baking soda, a little bit of instant coffee. You could also use espresso powder, kosher salts. So let's get going. First things first, get your oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit because this really does not take long at all to assemble. So let me move a few things around. And first things first, we're gonna do the usual process of making a cookie, which is combine the dry ingredients, of course. So that includes my flour, baking powder, baking soda, my instant coffee or espresso powder, and of course my kosher salt, which I am adding now. And the instant coffee is just gonna add in even more just kind of depth of flavor. It's so delicious. I use it in my just traditional chocolate chip cookies as well, and I highly suggest you use it also. So just give this a quick mix. Okay, next up, let's grab both types of sugar. To this, let's toss in our melted butter and just give this a stir until it's nice and combined. Okay, so this looks good. So next go in the egg and the egg yolk. And what that additional egg yolk is going to add is just extra richness, and it's gonna make these cookies just even more chewy. It's really just gonna add to the texture, so that's why I'm using it. Also, vanilla, and again, give it a stir to combine. I'm gonna switch over to my whisk. And this will just take a quick second. Okay, this looks good. So next, dry ingredients. Going in, again, just mix to combine. I'm gonna switch back over to my spatula. It's just a little easier to stir. Okay, so now that this is combined, I'm just gonna throw in my dark chocolate, and this is optional, but I'm just gonna reserve some of the chocolate to place on top of the batter before it bakes in the oven, and it just is gonna add really to kind of like the aesthetic. It's also gonna add more chocolate, and I like doing it, so I highly recommend you doing it as well. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so just mix this in, and as you can see here, I have my cast iron skillet that I just greased really well with some butter, ready to go. So I'm just gonna continue mixing this, and then we'll add it to the skillet, and then we're done. Okay, so next up, I'm just gonna put the cookie dough into my cast iron skillet and just kind of spread it out evenly throughout the pan. And I'm actually probably gonna just use my hands. I think that's just kind of the easiest way to get the batter into the pan. So yeah, it doesn't have to look perfect. It's gonna be pretty rustic. It's gonna be delicious, don't worry about it. So just keep kind of pressing it in like so. And look at all of that chocolate. This is going to be so, so, so delicious. Okay, so next, again, this is optional, but I'm just gonna sprinkle some more chocolate over the top. This is gonna just add so much to this cookie. It's gonna look really beautiful when it bakes, and you're gonna love it. So, okay, I'm just gonna kind of spread this out. Kind of press the chocolate into kind of the batter just a little bit. Okay, so this is looking wonderful. Next, I'm gonna pop this into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's going to bake for 20 to 25 minutes. Check on the skillet at the 20-minute mark, and if you want your cookie skillet to be quite molten, cook it until it's quite molten. If you want yours a little bit more firm, cook it a little bit longer. It's all personal preference. It's all what you like in a cookie skillet, okay? And just keep in mind that once the skillet comes out of the oven, it's going to continue to set, it's going to continue to firm up. So just keep that in mind, especially if you want a really molten chocolate chip cookie skillet. So I'm gonna bake this up, and then I'm gonna give you a close-up of just how absolutely amazing this chocolate chip cookie skillet really is. Okay, so here we are 25 minutes later, and this is what you get. You get this beautiful chocolate chip cookie skillet that is molten and chewy and just absolutely amazing. And it is super hot coming out of the oven, so you're definitely gonna wanna let this sit for a few minutes at room temperature before you eat it. And again, in that time, it's gonna continue to set and to sit. So if it is quite molten now, just know it's going to continue to kind of firm up. So just keep that in mind, again, if you want a little bit more molten. And it is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait for you to make this chocolate chip cookie skillet at home. And of course, serve it with a little bit of ice cream over the top and just dig in. You are absolutely gonna love it. So as always, for the full written recipe and instructions, head to my blog, minimix.com. I'll put the link for that in the description box below. Click on the link, the recipe will come right up, and make this chocolate chip cookie skillet. I promise you're gonna love it, and let me know what you think because I'd love to